Hi viewers, welcome to Mantan TV. Today we are with C. Hanuman sir. Today's topic is banks has decided to give loans for startup companies. Sir, good evening sir.
Yes.
Sir, is it true sir? Are they giving loans for startups?
See, many startup companies are just
Yes.
idea into innovation into implementation. So this majority of the ideas comes from young people,
Hmm.
depending upon their interest or experience, interest or what we call experiment knowledge like that. The government wants to create an atmosphere to encourage the startups, ideas
Hmm.
to commercialize that. So earlier, banks not used to give any loans except without security. Now the central government has came on. This government came into power. They have given authorization to the banks to give loans under Mudra loan up to 10 lakhs without security. The government will reimburse if the loan is defaulted by the government, by the borrower. The history is out of the small borrowers, more than 90% are sincere repayment. Only 10% risk is there. Even 10% also recoverable. 5% is recoverable. Some efforts are there. Only 5% may be risk. The government said, why can't we take the risk for this 5 to 10%? Let everybody obtain the loan and carry on their activities, business activities. The same way, this is for small traders and for startups. I told you many education students, young students, they're coming with new ideas to innovate new product, new service, new technology, new utilization, but may not be having capital. They have talent but not money. So then they are because they're at the small stage at the school village or college, they not be in a position to attract angel investors, venture capitalists. So what the government said, you encourage the startups by providing small loans to them, to startups. The government has asked all public sector banks to step up lending to startups. And this is in collaboration with education institutions, incubation centers, and early stage startups lending a hand loan. This is the main purpose of encouraging startups. So at least the student, a young person should feel that his idea is converted into commercial bank. That is most important. So
Sir, till now how many loans have been sanctioned for the startups?
until now, around I think 1,520 crores loans have been disbursed, and account sanctioned was 956 accounts were 956 accounts were sanctioned, and around 1,520 accounts and 774 crores loans were sanctioned to startups. And for this purpose, the government has advised to open specialized branches, just like branches for banks are having some special branches for agriculture loans, MSME loans, corporate loans, industrial loans, MSME. So separately, state loans. In the same way, the government is asking the banks to open specialized banks to finance startup because they will be expertise to assess the uh, commercialization of startup.
Sir, what are the measures they are taking for this giving loans? Sir?
This is a specialization branch is one thing, and asking the banks to give at least minimum to give loans to startups. And there are some big banks also which are not given until now loans to startup banks. So the central government is asking asking to all banks to lend startups without hesitation.
Okay. What are the banks till now they have given, sir?
What are the
Banks. I mean the private banks are giving or the government banks or
everyone has to give. Every bank has to give, but the government is having control over public sector banks. They can advise to give priority to startup loans. But the private banks, the government is having less control. Of course, monitoring is there, but less control.
yes.
They cannot direct the private banks to sanction loans. And in collaboration with all startups, loans will be through incubators, education institutions, and SIDB, NASCOM, like that. All these organizations are authorized to certify that this is the startup eligible for financing. So every startup company has to apply to these organizations with the idea, and that bank or that organization will forward it to the bank eligible for financing. It cannot go directly to the branch and ask for loan. And for this purpose, the government is advising them to have a common rating purpose. Common rating means for early common rating, so that all banks can follow the guidelines for issuing the loans for startups. Common rating means the same person cannot apply for all the loans for many branches, many banks. So our common platform is available. It will be given priority. The banks will be having a platform to verify and sanction loans.
Okay.
So this encouragement startup is very risky business. Out of 100, nearly many of them are successful and some are failure also. So this startup finance is risky, but it is highly profitable also. Suppose 10% is successful, it will earn more than 100%. Means the return will be like that. Just like planting a seed, you will get a very large tree and fruits for longer period. The startup is also like that. Financing at the time of seed funding like that. If that is successful, you will get returns long term. And if it is not successful, you will lose money. So for this purpose, many banks are not willing to take risk. But the central government is saying that yes, we are here to reimburse you if there is a loss. And for this purpose, they authorized the organizations like SIDB, NASCOM, and incubation centers and education institutions to come out with ideas to certify that these startups are eligible for financial support.
Okay.
So this is the way how it is streamlining. Of course, it is not fully streamlined, but it is the process of streamlining that. So government is encouraging startups. Earlier, there was no support for startups. Nobody was believing that. See, until now, in India, many companies new companies came into operation. Now, many companies become unicorn also. More than $1 billion. How it is possible? New companies have become unicorn companies. How it is possible? Because of idea. That idea is converted into commercial organization. Of course, after reaching some stage, angel investors will come, venture capitalists will come, and the company will go for public issue. This thing will happen. But up to how to reach the angel investor, the startup idea is most important. That is being encouraged by the government for this purpose. And the main idea is to encourage the innovative creativity of young students to make them self-entrepreneurs also. We have seen in many Hyderabad companies, earlier 5 years back there was nothing, now they are becoming super rich. And now they are providing services and products. Now we can see Hyderabad is providing supplying products to global services like NASA, ISRO, defense products, airlines. Many products are supplying. See, every company will not produce every product. They are dependent on small manufacturers. And some change in idea also will reduce the cost, will increase the productivity, will reduce the fuel cost, will reduce the time. That idea is to be capitalized. This is called startup, especially to catch the young students.
So it helps for the young people very
Yes, those are innovative creativity idea. See, without doing anything is loss. Trying something, it will give you experience at least.
So these startup who are starting up, so these loans will help them.
Yes. So they need not go for investment. They will not burden their parents or relatives or friends. They may not be in the position also.
So, is there any? I mean, we have to take only 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs. Is there any
Everything will
limit,
be
sir?
recommended by the authority organizations which recommend for startups.
Okay.
It depends upon the material involved, cost involved, time involved, talent involved, team involved. Depends upon that. They will assess and they will recommend for NASCOM, SIDB, incubators, education trust. They will suggest for that. I guess if a student cannot go to the bank and ask that no, I want 10 lakhs, I want 1 crore for this project,
Yes.
but the cost is only 10 lakhs. The in between the analysis will be done by these organizations.
Okay.
How much is eligible, what products service are required, what products or service are required, what material is required, how much time it requires, how to reimburse the people who involved, their financial cost,
Yes.
time cost, all this will be decided by will be judged by the incubators.